Hey y'all, welcome to another Elkins travel adventure. This is our last video in our summer road trip where we traveled with 6 kids in our motorhome across the country visiting different national parks. So we're here in the Badlands, and this place surprised us so much in the beauty. It was just wonderful. The light would hit these layers different times of the day and things would just look different. So make sure when you go that you check it out. Our campground was just outside of the Badlands, and so we were able to go in and out of the park quite often. We checked in at the ranger station so the kids could get a stamp in their book and looked at what programs they had. They had a night sky program where we viewed the night sky through a variety of high-powered telescopes and learned how small our galaxy actually is. That night it was 94% visibility, so it was a great night to go. We wanted to do it again, but the other nights were just too cloudy. We were just really wowed by this area because, like I said, the colors in these layers, they would change at the different times of the day. We had such a good time climbing and exploring all of these formations. One night we had a sunset and dessert, so we got to watch the sunset as well. At the ranger station, we made sure to get the park information about any little hikes we could do as you walk through these formations. So we did several of those little adventures, hikes, all the pull-offs, getting lots of great pictures. This also is a very least visited park, so there was hardly anybody there, so we were able to have the place to ourselves a lot of the time. You definitely feel like you're on another planet. If you've watched any of our other videos, you know my love for prairie dogs. And in this park, there is a place called Robert's Prairie Dog Town. So this was a fun stop. You can walk through the prairie dog field and see the little prairie dogs peeping out, making their noises. We made our way over and visited Mount Rushmore National Memorial while we were in this area, but I highly recommend visiting this spot if you are closer to Custer State Park. It was a good little drive, and I wish we had done this while we were over towards Custer State Park, but we took that hour-and-a-half drive, made our way over there, and visited this spot. We walked the path near the monument so that you could see the monument from different angles, and that was really neat to learn the history about it and how it was built. A must do if you are in the area is definitely go see the Crazy Horse Memorial as well. It had a fabulous Indian tribe museum that we loved exploring and learning more. You could spend so much time here. It was really neat though. They gave the children a scavenger hunt, so we got to walk through the museum and they filled out their scavenger hunt and then they turned it in and got a piece of the rock that was removed from the top of that mountain. We had a nice surprise as we were sitting outside and enjoyed an Indian dancer. As I mentioned, we stayed at a campground just outside the national park. It was called Badlands Interior Campground. It was less than 5 minutes from the park entrance. They did have pretty level pull-through sites, and they had several amenities like swimming, a walking trail, bathrooms, a fire pit, little camp store. So it was a nice little spot. But it's what I didn't like is how close we were to the neighbors and the placement of that sewer. So your neighbor's sewer was right in front of your door, which meant your sewer was right in front of your neighbor's door. So we didn't enjoy that part. But there was an epic view there at the campground. On our way to Idaho Falls, we made a stop at a rest area in Chamberlain to see the sculpture Dignity of Earth and Sky. They had a really nice visitor center with information on the Lewis and Clark exhibition and the native history in this area. Behind the visitor center is a nice walking path that'll take you back behind and you can overlook the river area. We were staying just overnight in Sioux Falls, so we stayed at Sioux Falls KOA Journey. so that we could go to the town of Idaho Falls and see the Idaho Falls there. This was a pretty nice little campground, a quick pull through, level site. The kids got to go swimming, playground. We decided to go into the downtown area, and we tried this restaurant called the Blarney Stone Irish Pub. We enjoyed their fish and chips and their dreamsicle ice creams. It was such a delicious treat. This was such a fun overnight stop for us to enjoy the city's history, beautiful architecture, and definitely the falls. We walked around and explored this area and learned a lot about its history as well, how there used to be a prison over there. The kids thought that was neat. We also walked up to the top of the viewing tower to get an amazing view of the park area. So it had lots of little trails you could walk around and explore the falls. Our next stop was Kansas City East KOA. This was a nice overnight stop that had all the amenities, so the kids were able to swim. They had a nice dog park area. They had the jumpy pillow. We did some putt-putt golf. They had lots of things to keep us busy and let the kids run off some energy overnight. Then we made our way to St. Louis West KOA. So this is where we stayed again for overnight. We actually stayed there 2 nights and enjoyed the area a little bit. This also had some amenities with like a playground, the jumpy pillow, the swimming pool. So we had some good relaxation time here as well. So we went to see the St. Louis Arch. They had a wonderful museum there that had lots of history, lots of hands-on things for the kids to touch and learn about the history of the area. You had to make reservations to go up to the top, and thankfully I grabbed those online well in advance so that we were able to do that activity because it sold out for the day. This is probably a one and done for me. It did have beautiful views from the top. We really enjoyed that, but I really didn't like the heights way too much. So anyway, some of our kids didn't quite like that as much as the hiking that we did on our trip in other areas. But I'm glad we did it and we were able to mark it off in our national park book. This was our last stop, and we hit 9 national parks this summer. So join us next time for many more adventures to come.